Hi, this is Adam with Small Town Machine Shop. Today we're back on the lathe for Christmas. So what I'm gonna do is, I got this big piece of angle, and I got that thick piece of flat stock. Is, as we saw before, this thing wiggles a bit, you know, like this, and I don't like that. So what I'm gonna do is the bolt holes for the stand, put the flat bar in the back, and I think there'll be enough room. This is pretty thick at angle. So what I'm gonna do is put it on the front, and it should stick past the castings. And this will be a place I can hook, put some hooks or something off of to hang, you know, like a tool post wrench, and some dedicated tools for this machine. So it's like, you know, its own workstation. So yeah. And it'll give me something to maybe mount some power stuff too. It'll give me a place to mount stuff. So I'm pretty much liking where the legs are gonna be. I'm still gonna move the lathe a little bit this way. So that should line up over there. And then I might move this leg out just a bit, but I don't want there to be sag. I mean, this will obviously help with that tremendously. So, let's go to the saw. It has been so nice having this saw mounted to the end of the bench. I use this thing all the time. It's a lot more convenient for smaller stuff than the big horizontal bandsaw. So yeah, not the fastest thing, but you can, you know, as long as you're in the area, you can let it go itself. Yeah, highly recommend this. Now we're on to the piece of angle. That clapping noise you hear is the auto lower thing, that lifter part. Mine's wore out, so that's why you hear that. And these machines are always a little noisy anyway. Okay, we'll get these cut, and then we'll go back to the lathe. Okay, so this is what we're fighting here, as you see. And if this was because the original lathe this was bolted to, you know, it rested on these pads underneath here, and that's what gives it rigidity. This lathe is completely different. The bolt holes are in different places. So I'm gonna set you up. We'll take the pan off this. I'm just gonna take the pan out and scrape it. And because what I've kind of decided is I'm going to get the lathe going, you know, mechanically sound. And after he uses it for a while, me and him will go through it. And I'll, you know, take it all apart, show him the parts of the apron and the carriage and all that. So the goal is to get it running. And then me and him will go through that. That way he can learn how to, you know, fix things and adjust things as he uses it. So, and also that means he has to strip all the paint and paint it. So, victory for Adam there. Okay, I'm gonna get you set up and let's get this apart. Okay, got that reasonably cleaned up. And I noticed the castings, so let me grab the piece of angle. So I'm gonna go over that hole there. Boom. These castings are the same. You see how that hole is closer to the edge than that hole in this position? So the one here is the same way. So I will measure off the more inner hole, obviously, so I don't run into any interference problems. So those lathes are just cast the same in big batches at the factory. So that kind of confuses me, because so they must be staggered a bit. It just must not matter. But so yeah, we're gonna use the same hole that the same distance I figured out. So I'm going to clamp, to save me some drilling, the flat bar onto the angle. We'll do some measurements, drill the holes, and they'll be clearance holes because, you know, there's slots in here. And then we'll get the legs and everything bolted back up, and then we'll see what it's going to take to get the lathe on there. This will probably be a little bit of a longer video, so trying to get a bunch of progress done. So I'll see you at the drill. Okay, we got that done. There's a piece of angle. And I'll round those corners a bit. Then there's a piece of flat stock back there. And now this thing is rock solid. There is no wiggle to this whatsoever. So, mission accomplished there. And also that gives us some runners in here to bolt the lathe to. But yeah, very happy how that came out. I feel a lot better about that. So let's take it back over where the lathe is and let's figure out where we're going to position it. Okay, I'm back over here. I have it set, I think, where I want. Now you might think this looks a little forward, but let me show you the center of gravity of this thing. With just one hand, you know, I can rock that thing because of the weight of that motor and everything. So I like it being further forward. So, and once I get this bolted down, there will be many rock test. But yeah, we're definitely center of gravity's probably, because I'm sure that motor weighs more than the headstock and all that. So center of gravity's probably right about there. I might actually scoot it just a hair more this way. Then we'll see how it goes. Okay, let me look at what it's going to take to bolt this thing down, and we'll go from there. Okay, it is mounted to the base. Push in. It's very sturdy. You know, wouldn't have thought that had taken a couple hours, but it did. There was a lot of figuring. I did a lot of tilt testing and stuff like that. Ended up coming back this way just a bit. So yeah, very satisfied with that. We do have a little bit of light thread repair to do on there, which is no biggie. I'll show you how. I'll probably use a file, or I have a thread chaser thing. So yeah, very cool. It is mounted to the base. So the next video, we'll be dropping the apron off the carriage because obviously it's stuck. We'll be cleaning the ways, seeing why this is stuck, and cleaning all this stuff. And then we'll move on to the headstock, which I think will just need belts pretty much. So that should be pretty easy. And zoom out a bit. Had a few people suggest I do this with my boy. My concern is there's still a chance in the apron or something we come across something that's not irreparable, but we have to order parts and stuff for. So I don't want, you know, him to be involved in this, and then we find something broken that we can't find a part for or something like that. So I want to get it in running, usable shape for him. Then we can go from there. Yeah, very cool. Lots of progress tonight. I mean, that thing doesn't rock a bit now. So yeah, very cool. So, this is Adam from Small Town Machine Shop. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.